yesterday when I called you and let y'all know I was coming to speak on items 4, 5, and 6. I'm coming before the board today and express my concerns for the community of Raymondville and its voters. Today, in your consent agenda, you will be voting on items 3, 4, 5, and 6, which you've already voted on 4 and 5. This is due to designate Mr. David Longoria as the elections administrator, the voting locations within the resolution and revision of the compensation plan, and stated by the CFO, Mr. Longoria, and I quote him, "This is being done because it is convenient to the voters of the school board. I do apologize because this is not convenient. As a taxpayer and as a voter of Raymondville, this is an inconvenience." Did the board ask the community? If so, where are the results of the study? Posted on Facebook for the public to comment and see, you will find that the community is actually against this decision. When asked for the reason on how he felt that this was convenient to the voters, Mr. Longoria stated, and I quote again, "I am unable to answer at this time." Just like he is unable to answer the question on the changes to the compensation plan revision when asked via phone call, and stated, "I have to speak to the superintendent." These are all items that are open for the public to know, yet nobody can answer or will return my phone calls at central office when I call to find out the information. Could this be withholding information to the public? What is it going to cost the school to hold locations apart from the city? Why not have the same location for the convenience of the community? These are questions that should be asked for the community by the board members themselves. The items that are placed in consent agenda are decided by the board president and that should be distributed to all members on what the information consists of. Items placed on the consent agenda are those that are not discussed upon but voted upon as a group. These items, according to your school board policy, BE local, should be items that are routine and or recurring. These are, for example, items that you agree upon year to year, like upkeeping of facilities and so forth, not items that are having to do with taxpayers' money on compensation plan changes or voter election. The public should hear the superintendent's reasonings for these changes and not covered with a consent agenda. As board members, you have the right to take an item off the consent agenda and discuss public records for the entire public to hear. I'm asking that the board today take these items into consideration and remove the items to have them discussed in open forum. That way the public is able to hear the reasoning why these changes are made and how the board votes each time. Also, you mentioned that these are items deal with contracts, and to put, if they are dealt with contracts and you knew that when creating the board agenda, then why must you put them on consent agenda when you know that is open to the public? Not once when you mentioned right now today that it was consent agenda, not once when you came out you said you discussed a contract. You mentioned that you discussed 3 options. Options that were to be discussed and voted on. If these options were indeed in your packet, sir, just like every board member, then these packets should have been open to every single board member here prior 72 hours to the meeting. To my option, this looks like if the options were just discussed in closed session 20 minutes before the session started. I ask that each board member make sure that they vote correctly and honestly when they vote. And when they vote, you are put in these seats by the community, and we should vote for the community and with the community, not against it. Thank you for your time.